back to Spring in the Math 7. I'm Mrs. Campbell, and today we're going to be talking about word problems and random sampling. Let's get started. Okay, so a survey from random sampling can also be used to predict an entire population. We've been talking about this over the last few videos. It can be very difficult to get a census, which means to include everybody to know the actual results. Surveys can give us an estimate about an entire population. So here's a model that fits this purpose. If we wanted to know a lizard population in a certain area, how hard would it be to catch and count every lizard? Pretty much impossible, right? So it would be almost impossible. So here's a way to estimate the lizard population. Let's read this question here by the lizard. It says, to track the lizard population around a lake, researchers marked 36 small lizards. A few weeks later, they counted 91 lizards, of which 21 were marked. To the nearest whole number, what is the best estimate of the lizard population? To get an estimate of the whole population of lizards, we can actually use a proportion. And the colors in the proportion that you see here match the part of the word problem that we used in the last slide. Since we're looking for the total estimated population of lizards, we can use a variable for that part of the proportion. So we have in the sample population the number of marked lizards counted over the total number of lizards counted. And on the other side of the equal sign, we have the total number of marked lizards over the total estimated population, or the estimate of the whole population. It's just a simple proportion. Okay, so we put the numbers or the variable in the proportion and then we solve. And we're gonna let the total estimated population, what we're looking for, the total estimated population of lizards, we're gonna let that equal P. So when we set up that population, we have the number of marked lizards counted as 21, the total number of lizards counted, 91, equals 36, which is the total number of marked lizards, over P. And then we simply cross multiply. We get 21 times P equals 91 times 36. 21P equals 3,276. We divide both sides by 21, and we have a P of 156. So even though we can't count every lizard, a sample can give us a good idea of the total population. And we can estimate that there's about 156 lizards around the lake. Let's try one more example. Raphael and his team study the deer population and want to estimate the population in northern New York. Last year, his team estimated that the deer population would grow to about 280 deer. To test his estimate, Raphael's team catches 80 deer, tags them, and releases them. Later that month, Raphael and his team catch 64 deer and record that 22 of them are tagged. How close was Raphael's team estimate last year to his estimate this year? So the first thing we're going to do is set up a proportion to estimate the total deer population. And we have the total number of marked deer counted over the total number of deer counted equals the total number of marked deer over the total estimated deer population. Okay, so here's what we do and what we don't. Here's what we do know and here's what we don't know. The number of marked deer counted is 22. Total number of deer counted, 64. The total number of marked deer is 80. And the total estimated population we don't know, so we'll use the variable P. All we have to do is put the information into the proportion like we did with the lizard example and solve. So we have 22 over 64 equals 80 over P. We cross multiply and we get 22P equals 64 times 80. 22P equals 5,120. Divide both sides by 22. And we get a P equaling 232.7272. We have a repeating decimal there. So let's look at what it says here in blue. Since deer are in units of 1, or unit 1, we can round the estimated population to 233 deer. You can't really have a 0.72 deer. The estimate from last year was 280 deer, so we just subtract the difference between the two estimates to solve this problem. So the two estimates, so we take 280 minus 233 equals 47. So the estimate from last year was over by 47 deer. That's about it for this lesson. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.